Welcome back to the deep dive. You know, we love to dig into these blockchain gaming projects, and today we're diving deep into Goat Tapper.
Oh, yeah, this one's interesting.
You know, you've been hearing a lot about gaming tokens and wondering if this is one that could really be, a good investment. So we've done a lot of research for this deep dive, and I gotta say, I was surprised to learn about some of their metaverse ambitions.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with this one.
So let's break it all down.
Right.
For our listeners, let me start off by asking you, what exactly is Goat Tapper for someone who's, never even heard of it before?
Well, it's really interesting to see this shift in gaming.
Yeah.
Right? We're going from just entertainment to, people being able to own, invest, and potentially profit from these in-game assets.
Yeah.
So Goat Tapper is basically a play-to-earn game, also called a P2E game.
Okay.
Where you can earn, own, and trade these digital assets.
Got it.
But the big difference is these assets have real-world value outside the game.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's not like,
like in the old days.
your old Nintendo cartridges.
Right.
It's more like
Yeah, you're not blowing on those anymore.
owning a limited edition pair of sneakers.
Right.
They're cool to have, but the value can go way up as the demand grows.
Okay, so for our listener who is specifically interested in gaming tokens, why is Goat Tapper being positioned as an investment opportunity?
Well, there's a few things,
Yeah.
One of the biggest things is scarcity. So Goat Tapper only has 10,000 of these things called Genesis goats.
Okay.
Which is way less than other games have.
Millions, potentially.
Millions of similar assets.
Yep.
So this limited supply, combined with, as more players join, the demand goes up. That creates the potential for these things to become more valuable.
So it is like owning a piece of like a
limited
edition collection.
Exactly.
Right.
But it's not just about scarcity. It's also super community driven. For example, recently, the community voted on what the new battle arena should look like.
Oh, wow.
So they're directly influencing the game's development.
That's really cool.
And, this kind of involvement, it makes the players feel like they really own it and have a stake in it.
Right.
Which can really contribute to the game lasting for a long time.
So they're tapping into something more than just like a...
Yeah, it's not just a quick
trend.
Yeah, a pump and dump.
Got it.
And, to really cement this, they use blockchain technology.
Okay.
Which ensures that players really own their assets.
Okay.
So that means your in-game items, they can't be messed with, they're secure.
Right.
No one can take them away from you.
So it really does play into that whole
Yeah, and this is
that's
what
your investment.
This is what your listener likes, right?
Exactly.
Secure investments.
Yeah, you're not just playing a game.
Right.
You're building a portfolio, potentially.
Yeah, you're building a digital portfolio.
Yeah.
Exactly. And here's where things get really interesting, okay?
Okay.
They want to take Goat Tapper beyond just being a game.
Oh, wow.
They want to be part of the metaverse.
Okay, metaverse. Metaverse. We hear that word a lot these days.
We do.
What does that actually mean for Goat Tapper?
So think of it this way. The metaverse is basically like a bunch of virtual worlds.
Okay.
All connected. And Goat Tapper wants to use this technology. I won't bore you with the name.
Right.
But it will allow players to take their assets.
Okay.
Like those limited Genesis goats we talked about.
Right.
And move them between different platforms.
Oh, wow.
You name it.
So meta platforms or what are we talking about?
Yeah, meta platform, sandbox, all these different metaverse platforms. So if they can pull this off, your Goat Tapper stuff won't just be stuck in Goat Tapper.
Right.
They'll have value across all these different metaverse experiences.
So you're saying I could be rocking my Goat Tapper gear in a completely different world.
Exactly. With all
Which is kind of wild.
Yeah. And, if they can make this all work,
yeah,
it's going to make their in-game assets super valuable.
I mean, that's pretty mind-blowing. So if someone's listening to this and they're like, all right, I want to get in on this. What are the first steps to getting involved with Goat Tapper?
Well, first things first, you got to set up a crypto wallet.
Okay.
You'll need one that works with Binance Smart Chain. MetaMask is a good one.
Okay.
From there, you can buy Goat Tapper tokens.
Okay.
On a crypto exchange, and then you can finally dive into the game itself.
Okay, so it does sound like a really exciting journey.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But we have to inject a little dose of reality here.
Right.
Because this is a new market, right?
It is. And gaming tokens, they're known to be volatile.
Okay.
Which means the prices can go up and down like crazy.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee that any token even Goat Tapper will be successful in the long run. So you got to do your research, look into the project.
Understand the roadmap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And only invest what you can afford to lose.
Right. And of course, security is super important.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Your crypto wallet, you got to protect that thing.
Yeah.
It's like a treasure chest. You don't want to leave it unlocked for anyone to grab.
So before you even think about investing in Goat Tapper, or any token for that matter, you really need to understand how to keep your crypto safe.
Yeah, security is non-negotiable.
All right, so we've covered those basics,
Yep.
and we've really stressed the importance of security. Now let's get into the risks of investing in Goat Tapper.
Okay, let's do it.
What are some red flags people should look out for when they're evaluating this project, or any gaming token, really?
All right, so one of the big red flags is if the development team isn't transparent.
Okay.
So you want to know, are they clearly communicating their plans? Is their roadmap easy to find? And does it actually have details? Another red flag is when they overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah, it's like that old saying.
If it sounds too good to be true.
If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And finally, pay attention to the community.
Okay.
Is it active? Are people engaged? Or does it feel fake?
Right.
Like it's all manufactured. A real community that's passionate, that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So it sounds like doing your due diligence is really important before you jump into any investment.
Yeah, you can't just jump in blindly.
But for our listener who's specifically interested in Goat Tapper, what are some of the key things about their tokenomics that they should know?
One of the most important things is that they really focus on sustainability.
Okay.
They've set up their whole system to make sure that the rewards, how the tokens are spread around, and how rare the assets are all designed for long-term growth.
So they're not trying to just create hype.
Right. It's not about a quick buck.
And then disappear.
It's about building something that lasts.
Okay, that makes sense. You want a game that's going to stick around.
Exactly.
Like not just be here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, cool. So what else?
Another big thing is that they focus on skill-based rewards.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So if you're good at the game, you get rewarded for it.
Okay.
Which, encourages people to compete and really get into it.
So it's not just luck.
Right. You got to actually...
We got to know what you're doing.
It's about honing your skills.
Yeah, exactly.
So that adds like a whole nother level.
It does, it does. And of course, we can't forget about the decentralized ownership.
Right.
That's a big deal. Players actually control their own stuff, which is completely different from traditional games.
Right.
So let's bring all this back to the metaverse.
Yeah.
That potential we were talking about.
Yeah, yeah. How does Goat Tapper's success in gaming translate to success in the metaverse? It all comes down to whether they can make things work between different platforms.
Okay, interoperability.
Interoperability, exactly.
Got it.
So if they can seamlessly integrate with other platforms and worlds,